Hi guys and good afternoon creeps. Hi guys and creeps. So let me tell you what my day started out with. Okay, I was just at the laundromat. Sorry for the video quality. I don't know what happened to the video quality. So anyway, today I woke up at 7 a.m. I literally realized I didn't have this little cheap soap that I bought from my local store. I didn't feel like my body was getting clean. I took a bath. I said, because I was kind of scared to go out in this new neighborhood because I don't have money right now to pay for lifts to take me everywhere. And I was kind of scared of my new environment because I was scared to get lost walking and trying to take a local transit bus system where I could even worse get lost. So I said I'm nowhere near on that level to be hopping on buses and going places. So I'm if it's not walking distance, I'm not gonna venture out past nothing. If I can't walk to it, I'm not getting on no bus to carry me someplace that and then I get lost and then I'm fucked up. But I knew that I had Googled the fucking Dollar General and the motherfucking Family Dollar because I needed to load money onto my vanilla card. And I went out. I said, you know what? I can't be scared because if I don't get these supplies, if I don't get washing powder, I can't wash my clothes. If I don't get fabric softener, I can't wash my wig because I wash my wig with fabric softener and coconut oil. If I don't get things to wash my ass, I'm gonna be stinking. And I got to get the fuck out of here and figure out where these things are without getting in a lift every time I need something. So, I went out and I had went out and started walking, found the Family Dollar and Dollar General very easily. I was very happy and thrilled. When I got back, it was rain. When I left, it was raining off and on. But when I had opened the door, my clothes, it had started raining. My clothes had originally nearly was dry, and then they got wet. And then I had to find a laundromat, which I was lucky to find because it's been raining off and on. And I found everything I needed, like I was telling you guys. So, then I was telling you guys about how I'm normally a vegan, but it depends on what my life is like and what my region is like. As I told you before, my favorite meat is chicken. And sometimes all I want to eat is chicken, but I'm also like from a cold region of the world. I was raised as a very young child in Detroit, Michigan, near Canada. If you're not familiar with Canada, it's across from Windsor, Ontario, Canada. And if you're familiar with Canada, it gets very fucking cold up there. The winters are very harsh and brutal and it's painfully cold. And the summers are very short and sometimes even cold summers where it rains all the time. It's a miserable life up there. It's so fucking cold. And when I was living in the cold world, I used to love steak. That was my favorite meal. If I had a big steak, rolls and biscuits and potatoes, I used to love steaks. And if it was summertime, barbecue ribs on the ribs. And, I love beef when I'm up in the cold world. But I always, even to this day, I always have like, at least when I go grocery shopping, I at least have a steak or some spaghetti or, not spaghetti. I have beef in my spaghetti, but I always keep some beef handy just in case I get that fucking hungry or if I get cold and I need to warm up, then that's like my comfort meal. So I'm always having at least something on emergency standby if I'm really hungry. And while me walking, like that's why I relate to that motherfucking Mikey Chin, because when I was a world traveler, I used to walk and be riding and lugging luggage, and I would be tired, and I'd be going to cold zones, and I'd be eating a lot, because when I'm cold or I'm tired, I eat a lot when I'm really tired and cold, and then when the Mikey Chan would be flying first class, I used to work for Delta Airlines, and I used to fly first class, and I relate to being hungry when you're traveling. And when you're traveling, that's why he be eating all the time, because he walking all the time and he carrying and he pulling stuff and he driving and he flying, and that makes you extremely, extremely hungry. And that I relate to that because I done been in those predicaments. So that's why I love watching his videos, because I'll make a whole Mikey Chin video as to why I like watching somebody eat meat when I'm a vegan. But I love to eat, but it's just that in this climate I'm too hot to eat. So all I want to do is drink most of the time. I'm thirsty all the time, and I'm always thirsty. So when I'm thirsty like that, I don't want to eat. I want to drink. I'm thirsty. Please let me just drink. Don't give me no food. Just let me drink. Okay. So anyway, guys. Oh, I was gonna tell you. Okay, when I was talking about the government cheese, see, I grew up very poor. I grew up very poor, broke, and busted in Detroit. Okay, as I told you before, when I was 5 years old, I had my first job scrapping metal. And I was scrapping metal, aluminum cans, pop cans at the age of 5. I had my first job scrapping metal at the age of 5 years old. Every little neighborhood kid knew about scrapping metal. Every kid that I grew up with knew how to scrap metal. Okay, because when you starving and hungry, and your mother and father, or if you ain't got no father, you want to buy chips and candy and things that you can eat. Because when you're little, you just want to eat like stuff like that. Little kids like to eat those type of things. So when I was scrapping metal and my brother was scrapping metal, and neighborhood kids was running around grabbing bottles and cans and shit, we all grew up with a scrapping metal job at the age of 5. Okay, every little kid that I grew up with knew how to scrap metal. We all knew how to scrap metal because we learned it from older people. And most people, when they got older, unless they were homeless crackheads, crackheads were always trying to take cans and shit. But, when people were older, they would say, hell no, I ain't going around to the store with no motherfucking cans. I ain't no motherfucking can collector. Hell no. Y'all can have those motherfucking cans. Y'all, hell no, I ain't no homeless crackhead. I ain't give a fuck about those cans. Y'all can take those motherfucking cans. And then they would throw the cans out the door, and we would run and grab the motherfuckers. We ain't give a fuck. What the fuck we care for? You don't want to take the cans, motherfucker? That's money. $1 a day to a broke-ass starving child in a goddamn Detroit motherfucking rundown, poverty-stricken, busted up motherfucking windows, goddamn broke-down cars, raggedy than a motherfucker, broke than a motherfucker. You gonna take $1 a day. Trust me, motherfucker, on that. If you 5 years old and you know how to scrap metal at 5, then that means that you gonna stay alive. You gonna always have money in your pocket. Always got quarters and nickels and dimes in your pocket. And then let me tell you something. Okay, so I was talking about the government cheese. Okay. Oh gosh. Somebody always calling me. Okay. I was talking about the government cheese. Okay, if you from Detroit, remember that place up there by whatever the fuck that's motherfucking Lost Idaho, Wabash? And they used to have that place called Focus Hope, and it was like the government cheese blocks that was about that fucking long, and it was like in a carton and a cardboard box, and then they would give you a couple of loaves of bread and some peanut butter. So we didn't get jelly. They didn't give us no jelly, but sometimes we had food stamps to buy some jelly. Back then they had food stamps coupons. It wasn't like no EBT card. You have food stamps coupons. So what happened was I was growing up on the cheese, and that cheese was some of the best cheese that they had ever made in the United States of America. When I would get to the Detroit, when I would visit, I would say, hey, y'all got some government cheese? They would say, hell no, I ain't got no government cheese. I'd be like, damn, where am I getting some cheese? I guess you're going to have to go to the store, but it don't taste the same. It don't taste the same. Well, we ain't got no government cheese. So I was growing up on the government cheese, grilled cheese sandwich, because it was cold. And so I was always, every couple of hours, I would go make me a buttered up grilled cheese sandwich. I would take so much, because we also got government butter. I would take so much butter and put it on my sandwich, put pow, stacks and stacks of cheese on it. I have 2 of them. I wouldn't put them together because I wanted to eat them like that. I would scarf them down. My brother would be scarfing his down. Then when they would I would put so much butter on the peanut butter. Then I would have you ever had the toasted broke down peanut butter? I grew up on that motherfucking peanut butter too. Wasn't no Jiffy. It was just some government. Focus Hope is what it was called in Michigan. That's where I was rocking out as a broke down, poverty stricken, hungry child. So, Phoenix, you remember the government cheese lifestyle? The government cheese lifestyle was how the little broke down children in the ghettos, that's how we survived, off of the government cheese and food stamps, coupons. Remember the coupons books? The food stamp coupon book. And then some people remember the government cheese. Yes, everybody used to love that cheese. And to this day, I'm a cheese lover. I love cheese. Remember when I went shopping, I had all those cups and cups of feta cheese? Well, and then I made some cheesy eggs. Well, I'm about to make some cheesy spaghetti now with some ground beef in it. This is Detroit style. I talk a lot about Detroit because there's some things that I realized about life, about that hard life. It always gonna get better. So don't worry about if you growing up hard, it's always gonna be better. Okay? So I'm gonna show you some cheesy spaghetti and some cheesy salad. You know what? The things that that I hated, okay, the things that I had to survive on became my favorite food meal. How much up in this motherfucker? Yeah, how much cheese? I'm gonna show you how much cheese I eat, cause the government cheese, thanks to the United States government, kept me alive in the cold zones near Canada. And the snow and ice, that's what I had to survive on. And beef steak. When we would get food stamps, we would get beef steak. And Salisbury steaks, I still got that to this goddamn day. And in case of emergencies, when I'm starving, what do I look for? Let me show you how I keep it always in the, I always keep some steak somewhere. When I was growing up, we had beef pot pies, the banquet styles, and the banquet Salisbury steaks, baby. When I get hungry, I got to have some beef. It got to be steaks. I always keep it handy because when I'm starving, I got to eat some steak. Okay, so anyway, he says, yep. Okay, so, bitch, we got cheese here. We got cheese, okay? What is this? Pepper jack. We got some motherfucking Kraft sharp cheddar. What is this? We got feta cheese. Okay, so this is the reason why I love cheese so much, because the government cheese kept me alive when I was growing up in poverty. So what do I grow up to like? Cheese, baby. I grew up to love cheese. That's why I eat so much cheese. Because and to this day, the best cheese in the world was the government cheese that I grew up on, and I be looking all over the cheese section. Maybe this one will taste similar. Not the pepper jack, but I be looking for something like anything, even the Velveeta, that nothing can beat the taste of that original government cheese block for the poverty-stricken ghetto hood kids. Okay, so I started loving sharp cheddar. Then I started loving pepper jack. Then I started loving feta cheese. And then I started getting Parmesan cheese. So a bitch like me be loving cheese, bitch. I grew up on government substance. I remember them grilled cheese sandwiches, baby. That's how we used to rock in our poverty-stricken ghetto ass house that was all falling apart, bitch. Bitch, remember if you were from Detroit, remember wearing your skull cap, your mittens, and your fucking coat, walking around your ice windows and fucking furnace falling out. Then you got it all piled up in one room with the heat on, and everybody sleeping and piling in one room just to stay alive. God damn. And then run out to the kitchen to go get a grilled cheese sandwich. Then get into the times were rough. You don't know how rough times were. We used the stove, yeah. When we needed to get warm, we would go use the stove and go get a grilled cheese sandwich, warm our hands up by the stove, be going like this, warming it up, That's why I love Florida so much. I ain't never got to go through no shit like that ever again. And my daughter Ashlyn Katie Ray was born in Florida, and she ain't never had to live a day like that in her life. You see how you can have children And you see how and then the child is growing up. Look at Katie Ray's life compared to mine. Go look at her picture book. She don't even know the taste of government cheese. She don't know what scrapping is. She don't know what scrap metal is. She growing up in a life of luxury. But I tell her, I leave these videos for her so she will know, mommy, you ain't got it. Look, Ashton Katie Ray ain't never done this. Ashton Katie Ray. Ashton Katie Ray she was growing up in the trailer park. Where? At the Strawberry Festival, at the State Fair, at the downtown festival. Your baby sister wanting Starbucks. What does that have to do with this? Sorry. Okay, so let me. Oh, it's ice on top of this. Okay, guys. So let's get the spaghetti in. I cooked this ages ago. Yeah. Everybody from the hood, she don't know what scrapping is like. Ash ain't never gonna scrap no cans. I could assure you of that. Ash ain't never gonna be no scrapper. That's what they call the people that scrap cans, the scrappers. Okay, so we gonna do this Detroit style. This is Florida, but this is how I used to grow up. A whole bunch of butter. To somebody really young or somebody that don't like a whole bunch of butter, you gonna say this shit is gross. This motherfucker with all this cheese and all this butter is really grossing me out. But honestly, I take about butter like that because it got to be dripping with butter and rich. Okay, this is beef. This is beef, baby. It ain't no vegan because I'm tired. I've been walking and I've been exploring and I'm tired now. So now I'm hungry. Now I have an appetite. Now the beef is when I eat. And now I got cheese on top of cheese, on top of cheese, on top of fucking cheese, and butter on top of meat. And that's when I'm hungry. You know I'm hungry now. Okay, so the pasta looks like this. It looks like that. This is how I make my spaghetti. Got plenty of veggies in it. I still like a bunch of bell pepper. It got bell peppers. It got mushrooms in it. Whole bunch of fire roasted tomatoes, thick tomatoes in it. Okay, so we gonna let that get hot. No, I didn't put sausages on mine. I put ground beef on mine with some. Look at all these delicious mushrooms and veggies. I love vegetables. Look at all these mushrooms and veggies in that. Okay, mushrooms, veggies. Okay, so I don't, some people be messing with food and they don't wash their hands enough. I be washing my hands all the time. I don't mess with no food without washing my hands several times. If I touch something, I gotta wash my hands. Okay, so okay, guys, so everything is cooking, so I'm going to show you what type of lettuce I like. Let me show you the lettuce I like. Okay, so I have a head of lettuce for my salad. When I see the lettuce and it be like really white, that's when it got the most water in it. But I don't be liking it because it be like just feeling like busting water in my mouth. And it takes away the taste of the cheese. So I be liking when it looks real green. I like it. I like to take the parts that look really super green. These parts right here, when they be looking too white, when it just looks like white chunks, That's called. I like iceberg or romaine lettuce, but I don't like it when it be too much white, cause I like the green parts like this. So I be picking through it and getting the really white parts. Now you might say, but you're thirsty all the time. But it takes away the taste of the cheese, baby. I'm hungry. I want to taste the cheese. Okay, so then I get the greenest parts I can, and then I just chop them up. I don't care how it look. I don't give a fuck how it look. I don't give a fuck how raggedy it looks. I don't give a fuck about that. I don't be looking for the beauty of it. I just be tearing it apart and throwing it in there. What I like, throw it in the trash. But I mean, not in the trash, bitch. Don't never throw nothing, especially not no lettuce in the trash. Throw it in your compost pile. Compost piling. My compost pile is in the backyard. That was a serious fuck up. I never throw no food in the trash. You know that. Okay, guys, let me stir up my pasta. Okay, let me find my pepperoncinis. I'm missing my pepperoncinis. I like this. This is Italian. I guess I'm in the Italian mood. This is the sliced golden Greek pepperoncinis. Oh, this is Greek, not Italian. And I'd be liking just to put these on my salad. I put these. So I grab a bunch of them like this. And I just pile a bunch of them all over. I pile a bunch of them all over my salad. The Greek pepperoncinis. It's a Greek salad that I'm making. If I had some olives, I would pile those on, but I don't got no more. Okay. Okay, guys. So now this is what the salad is looking like. You can see I like it. My salads to look really green and really yellow. There's some of these white fucking things in there, but that's that. I'm real picky about what salad I like. Okay, now let me stir up my pasta. Okay, so guys, I put the feta cheese. I don't put this on my pasta, but I just take it and I just pour like a bunch of it on there. So it looks like that. It's a bunch of, this is feta cheese. Okay, so that's feta cheese. Okay. And I'm in the mood for creamy Italian, even though it's a Greek salad. I'm in the mood for creamy Italian. And I generally drown my food. And I drown it. I just pour it like as much as I can on top of it. And then let me stir up my spaghetti. Okay, so the spaghetti is almost done. So I'm gonna take some pepper jack. Put some pepper jack on top of that, like one slice. Cause I like cheddar cheese mainly. Just like a couple of slice pieces of it. And then I like the sharp cheddar to melt. I like all the cheese to melt. Okay, then I take some of this Parmesan and I put some of the Parmesan on top of it. So we got pepper jack, sharp cheese, cheddar cheese, feta cheese, And all this because I love the government cheese from my poverty-stricken childhood. Okay, guys, so let me see if I can move the camera so that you can see it. Okay, let me see if I can move the camera. If I can't move the camera, let me see. Okay, you can see it. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Okay, so you can see the melted cheddar cheese, the feta cheese, everything. That's how it looks, the cheesy spaghetti. Okay, so I generally try to push it in so that it melts a little bit more. And it's all melted all on here. All of it is melted down. Melted down really good, but I melted all the way down. So ain't nothing there but just cheese. Think you can see it. Okay, now it's done. Okay, so I got a big bowl like this, and I take it. Got to take that bowl, and I just take it like that. Be careful that you don't melt your bowl. You don't have to do it perfect. If the cheese get everywhere, that's okay. Okay, I like it a little bit toasty and burnt a little bit, like it. So the burnt cheese is what I like it a little bit on the toasty side. So that's what the pasta looks like. Then I take a little bit more cheese. Let me turn it this way. Take a little bit more cheese. Bitch like me can't get enough cheese. Okay, take a little bit more cheese. Put it on the top like that. Then we got the spaghetti, the salad with cheese and sauce, and that's my meal. And then I get another thing. I'm gonna drink some Faygo Red Pop with it. And if this ain't your cup of tea, all the cheese and butter, I understand some people be grossed out by the way I eat. When they do see me eat, they be grossed out by the fact that I be eating so much cheese and butter. When I love, and bread and all that. And look at this. The cheese is just oozing. Look at this. Look at all this cheese. Look at all this cheese. Cheese is just oozing off of everything. Look at all this delicious cheese. Still don't taste as good as the government cheese blocks, believe it or not. Delicious. Okay. And yes, that's steak, that's ground beef in there. So I'm not vegan all the time. I'm vegan based off of health reasons. Health reasons. Okay, so let me make sure everything is cut off. Okay. So I'm going to go outside on my porch and eat, and then smoke a cigar. Live fiercely, love viciously, and remember, atheism is unstoppable. Bye, guys.